Hasn't been long, but it's that time again. Another new set for Vanguard, this time DBT 12 Evenfall Onslaught. More mass support, just more general support for a lot of the decks that we've been seeing since the start of Overdress and specifically in will+Dress. And it's a site I've been excited for. Kind of wish there was a bit more of a break for me to enjoy set 11, but nonetheless we're here, so I got a booster box to open on camera today. This booster box comes from a case that I got from 50cards.shop, not sponsored, but I do like the work that Jacob's putting in over there, so I always like to just mention where I get it from as well. And I usually like to support both his shop and my local card shop, so I did get a box from locals as well, just decided to open that one on my own. But let's check out this box first and foremost. I was supposed to say let's get cracking into it, but I want to check out the box first. But let me get the plastic wrap off because I think it shows a lot better that way. Yeah, that shows a lot better. We don't see the little like wrinkle, I don't want to call it suction, but since it's airtight, that kind of texture on it. But we've got, of course, Zagusa or Shirogane here with his signature card, Orfist Master, I guess you call it his avatar. Don't really use that, but of course we got the support for the 5 main nations here, and I love the look of this one. Had to pull out the Zero Damage Gaming Orfist playmat specifically for this one because I am looking for that card and the FFR of it. Of course, got Vanguard here, set symbol here, a little blurry. Let me get that in focus. There we go. Just some general product information from Bushiroad here, and oh, there's a little metallic tinfoil Bushiroad symbol here that's in the last set, I should say, that's not here. So I wonder what that's up with that. But then of course we got the set information here. Not wanting to stay in focus. There we go. So this set has 96 cards total, 95 new cards plus 1 reissue card, that being the Mask of Hydrogrum, with the distribution being 15 triple rares, 21 double rares, 5 rares, and 40 commons. Pretty standard for these, just the extra mass to throw off the double rare ratios as well. Got 1 type of marker, that being the Dragon Tree marker, and 66 types of parallels, with 5 of them being the secret rares, being some of the mask and other cards featured with their character in a cool foil pattern. Secret Ps, which are the manga artist collab cards, 15 double frame rares, just for each of the triple rares as usual, 39 different types of frame rares for the double rares and the rares, and Bob Saga rares. So we got 2 types of the BSRs, and that's just the 2 new weapons here. But with the box out of the way, let's just kind of get crack into these packs here. I want to go a bit quicker than I did with the last set. That one was way too long, and I went through way more cards than I needed to. But starting off, we of course got the box topper here, the Hiko reprint, which is quite nice. I'm still testing out my Greedon list, so I haven't switched over to trying out Desire Devil Focus. I think Hiko will make the cut, so it's nice to have a chance to get that card again. It's a very nice card that has just originally been a promo. There we go. Into, the Tectian. Still are not in focus the best I think they can be. But the Tectian here is another very nice reprint. This cool, I love that they're doing the alternate arts as well. Just a good searcher if you have 4 Brandgate decks for their set orders if you have a lot of discard synergy. Let's get cracking into these packs. Pack art looks quite nice as well with Shirogane and Orfist Mass and just some of the usual information as always that we come to expect from these packs. But let's see. I think the commons this time around are not as interesting as last set, so I'll probably go through them a bit quicker. It's really just the rares and above. Even some of the rares are kind of whatever this in my opinion. So we've got Marine General of the Surrounding Seas. Was that Anikitos? Wow, that's a mouthful. So nothing too much here, just kind of gain some power. We've got this artwork, looks amazing. Knight of Ferocity, Angus. Fortunately, what is this skill? When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if the number of your rear guards is greater than your opponent's by 2 or more, this unit gets 10k. I think we've got better cards to help gain 10k. That looks awesome. Got the Revamp 703. So just some Dragon Tree Mass support common. Got another, see the commons have such cool artwork, but the effects this time around are just kind of whatever. Spallation Reactor Dragon. When your Vanguard with Dragon Tree or Mass in its card name attacks, if this unit is on rear guard with Dragon Tree marker, counterblast 2 to stand it. Isn't terrible, but Counterblast 2 is quite pricey, so I don't know about that one. Transforming Patrol Polizerturobo? Poliziaroto. Orfist 15k attacker, 10k shield. So whatever. Oop, I spoiled it. We've got the hammer here, Steel Blaze Hammer Surya for Bob Sagra. Fortunately, the least interesting, I think, of the 2 new weapons. Though it just has some cool effects. Back row retires nice for the deck, and of course gains the 10k like most, or all of the, right arm deities have. And then at the end of turn, you can put this into drop 2's right arm's deity ability card with a different card name from this card from drop and add it to hand, which is really cool to cycle out arms. Just the spear is just better. It's as simple as that. Spear is just better. And then of course we saw it. We've got the Sword of the Nation Bastion Accord, one of the most sought after, or I should say sought after, but one of the most anticipated cards out of this set. Looks amazing. I love this artwork here, but 3 phenomenal effects. First effect, of course, is that it's regarded as Apex Ruler Bastion, meaning you can switch between the 2 Persona Ride, and it works. Any of its support cards that specifically need Apex Ruler Bastion also work for this, which is really nice. Then we got all your grade 3 or greater front row rear guards cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects and get power plus 5,000. Just extra protection for your rush pieces is really great, especially since most of the time their grade 3 is not intercept or can't intercept anyway. Just really gives this deck some extra bulk and offensive pressure. And then auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of battle, this unit attack, choose one of your rear guards grade 3 or one of your grade 3 or greater rear guards, stand it, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it gets the skill auto rear guard circle once per turn. When this unit attacks, counter boss 1, discard a card with Bastion's card name from your hand. Until the end of the battle, this unit performs drive checks until end of turn. This just feels like a better Apex Ruler Bastion, because now you don't really necessarily have the deck building constraints, at least focused on this card. Like, obviously you still want to run grade 3s, they're still going to be optimal. But now, instead, it's just, okay, cool, you just give your rear guard drive checks for a counter boss, and you get the restand pretty much for free, which is kind of crazy. You just need to put it on a grade 3 rear guard, which obviously most support cards are that, so it's not an issue at all. So, looks like a really powerful contender. I'm pretty sure it has a pretty good Gandiva matchup because of that protection effect as well. Let me get these a bit more sorted before we continue here. So, yeah, really cool start to the box just with one of the better triple rares. I think this was actually the best. I did open one from my box from my locals, sold it right away because I'm not playing the deck, for about $12 just to find out the very next day it bumped up to $24, which is kind of crazy. So we got a new stealth card here, Stealth Dragon Fu Titan, just dragon support, so not really relevant for Shoujo Doji. We've got the card on the sneak preview playmat, the Glaciate Gracie, a Barrow Magnus support card. I like the artwork. Interesting that they chose just a common to put on the sneak preview playmat, but it's what it is. We've got Scarlet Flame Artillery Soldier R-Sharp. So a new, Gandiva support card. When this unit attacks or boosts, this unit gets power plus 2k until end of battle for each card in your bind zone, and if it gets 10k or more, retire this unit at the end of battle. Interesting card in that respect. It gets big numbers, but of course will eventually sacrifice itself if you get too big. Gandiva's just got better stuff. It doesn't necessarily need more power. Unfathomable Juggler. When a rear guard is put into soul by the ability of your Vanguard this turn, this unit gets 10k. So it could be, what's the word? Not Bob Soccer, Luquier support. It could be Luquier support, but of course Luquier's got better options there. We've got Piercing Flash of Evil Spearman Halgenti, so Evil Eye support. For a rare, we've got Fierce Strike Dragon Filling Rex. When this unit boosts, if your Vanguard is 2 critical or greater, counter boss 1 to draw a card. That condition is, like, the payoff's fine. Counter boss 1 to draw a card's fine, but that condition's a bit hard to hit, and I feel like cards just do more nowadays. Now the rare here, the Schwer-Ein. I love this card artwork. Just reminds me a lot of, like, Gundam. Not necessarily, like, the guns themselves, but a lot of the other mechs that they will pilot. I forget, mobile suits, that's what they call them. But it's this one, auto rearguard circle. When your grade 2 or greater set auras put into your aura zone, put this unit to soul to draw a card. It's a cool, usually cycle effects aren't that bad, but the timing on this one is kind of meh. Like, you don't even get to boost with it first. It's okay. Mine's just better. It doesn't plus you, but it does get you the soul and a counter charge, and it has a lot better timing than that card. But still, nonetheless, I guess it's all right to have these kind of cards to round off for newer players. We've got the starter for the Evil Eye deck, the Almana Kitty. Cat deck, of course. We've got Blaze Battle Monk Zansho. Just these Blaze Monks just really don't have much of a place. I mean, you can run in Bob Salgra now and it still works. Well, okay, maybe not. When you have the original just in the same column as this, yeah, no, it doesn't work. Never mind. I guess if you want to put a Veil Lord in the same column as this, sure. But yeah, for the it's Overdressed deck sport. I don't think OG Nirvana needs it, and of course Cross Overdress doesn't want to run non-Prayer Dragon or Talisman cards. We got the Pulsating Hood, which is an awful name. Not going to go into why, and it's whatever. Like, it's mill, but doesn't really have much output. We got better mill cards and better output cards. Knight of Gallantry Azulis. Probably didn't say that 100% correctly, but this is a really cool looking card. It's Bastion support. It's in the hand when your grade 3 card would when a grade 3 card would be revealed from your hand for the cost of your card's ability, you may reveal this card may be revealed as a grade 3 card. So that's mainly for the Bastion Ride line. Just be able to reveal it to get off their effects. And when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Bastion as card name, counter boss 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards in the same clause as this unit and put it on the bottom of your deck. Which actually isn't a bad effect. Bastion just has higher value cards. It's as simple as that. And I mean, it doesn't matter that doesn't count as grade 3 on rearguard circle most of the time with like the new Bastion Cord, but there are other effects that do care about it as well. Got Cosmic Prison Warren JLS. So this card is interesting prison support here. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, you may choose one of your opponent's cards imprisoned in their prison. If you chose a card, your opponent puts that card into their hand, and this unit gets power plus 20k until end of that turn. Not worth it. Simple as that. Interesting idea, not worth it. A rare here, we got Blinklock Dragon. When this unit is put into soul from rearguard circle, crown boss 1 to draw 1. Again, this one, interesting for Barrel Magnus, Lukier, but again, I think they just have better cards than just a draw card. Like, it needs to do more. And then we got a double rare here, one I'm very happy to see, Delta Append Sorceress, a card I'm highly looking forward to in Hex Orb Sorceress, because notably, this card is just the OG Hex Orb Sorceress, but on a rearguard body, meaning you can just stick on Aquamarine and still get all the benefits, which is very nice. And at worst, it can just double as a draw card, since the second effect, you don't have to do it, and it's locked behind persona right anyway. It's just Card Boss 1, check top 2, put 1 into hand, put 1 to top or bottom is A-okay. I mean, it's pretty much just Spiral Cutie Angel on the front end. Next up, we got Light of Ludicity Belfin. So just, I think it's just a generic support card. Choose one of your regards your opponent, puts all the rears, drops in the same name as the chosen card. Okay, yeah. I don't think that's what we're talking about. Isn't actually, no, it is. Sorry. There's a reason I was reading it. I don't know why I pushed that aside. But this card's, I find it very interesting, just not very useful. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, choose one of your opponent's rear guards. Your opponent puts all cards from rearguard circle and drop with the same name as the chosen unit on the bottom of their deck in any order. So that's really interesting. Just get rid of a specific name card. Like, you can just screw over a Zorga player with the Roaming Prison Dragons. Just send one from board to the bottom of the deck. All of them follow suit, and, well, that's that. So, unfortunately, space in Vanguard for cards like these can't really exist, especially without a side deck. Like, unless there's something big in the meta that you really want to do this, like, it would be a very interesting sideboard card, but as a main deck card, it's too niche to make the cut. Stoutfist Dragon, Elenverse Dragon, really cool artwork again, but again, not too much to talk about there. Dimesmitter Dragon, another really cool artwork there in my opinion. You've got Splinter of Progression, Spalk Chamber, so a counter charger here, but it's Brandgate notably has a lot of great counter chargers, so this will not make the cut. Water Force Brave Shooter. Interesting card to just gain some 10k power, but again, cards just do more and get 10k a bit easier, a bit more synergistic for the deck. Double here, Wavecrest Brave Shooter. So another Brave Shooter here. So Flagberg support here. This one's interesting. When placed on rearguard circle, counterblast 1 to look at top 7 of your deck, choose a Flagberg from among them or one Ascendance Assault, reveal one of them, put into hand and shuffle your deck. If you do not reveal, countercharge 1. So pretty much you just get to check top 7. If you find one, awesome. If not, you didn't have to pay anything because you refund the counterblast, which is nice. I just don't think it's really that worth it for Flagberg right now. Maybe if we get a Bastion Accord version of Flagberg, this could be a lot more interesting with more targets, but as of right now, especially since the second effect is just at the end of battle, it boosted to the fourth battle of the turn or more. They put to soul, you don't get anything out of it. I mean, theoretically it's good, but it really would need to be on first and second battle of the turn or more for me to think that that's actually a worthwhile effect, because in that regard, it can help fuel Inlet Pulse Dragon or an RX for the deck without having necessarily start the turn with soul. Now you have to preemptively do it and just go -1 anyway, so I don't know about this one. Into a triple Right Jeweled Beast Synthetica. So this is one of the new kind of cat cards, the carbuncles. I don't know specifically what they're called. Whatever you want to call them. I forget different right. Called them rats. That's what he called them. But these cards are interesting. Unfortunately, I do think this is the worst of the bunch. But when it's placed on rearguard circle or put on guardian circle, you put a total of 2 cards from your soul or drop that in your right deck, face up into your right deck, and you perform one of the following according to the circle that is on. On rearguard circle, you get choose a set order from your drop and put it to hand. And on guardian circle, this unit gets shield plus 15,000 until end of that battle. Most Brandgate decks just have better ways to search out their set orders, and this is a pretty late game card as well, so it's very niche in what it does. It's not terrible, but it's not niche. But the extra 15k shield making a 20k shield is very nice, and that's really what kind of gives this card any I think gives it the most reason to be run, but the other ones just have a better rearguard effect to pair with it. But I really like this design space of limited effects that you can use just based on returning cards face up into your ride deck. So I know they explore that more in the future. Like, we've seen cards that do that, and I hope they continue to explore that in the future because I love when they explore new design space. So right, 2 triple rows and 2 double rows. Moving right along, we still got, of course, 2 FRs in the box and maybe something else. We'll see. So I got the Gruesome Scythe Dragon, the Amina Owls, so the grade 2 of the ride line for the Amina Gruzio. We've got the other weapon here, the Seared Blaze Axe Tavashtar, which I think has a lot better chance of being run in the deck because continuous. During the battle of your Vanguard attack, when your opponent would call cards from hand to guard scroll, they must call 2 more at the same time. So this takes the slot of the shield, but getting a Battledore effect to close out the game seems pretty good in a 3, especially in a 3 attack deck. But it also has another skill that at the end of your turn, you can counterblast 1, put this card into drop, choose left arm's deity with a different card name from your drop and arm it to your Vanguard. So it tags itself out for shield, a bit costly for that. Admittedly, shield does cost the counterblast, but I think the real reason that this card I could see just being run as a 1-of to try to close out the game, not really for its tag out skill, because then that conflicts with the Samadhi, which I think is just a better card overall, but still nice to see. And the nice thing about both these weapons is they're free. That's, I think, the most appealing part about them. Next up, we got the Ground Gorge Dragon, another 2 crit requiring card to get an effect. Is interesting to say the least. Ooh, Quaking Bullet of Duststorm Roderick, a replacement for the grade 1 in the Eugene ride line, which is, to me, is just a worse version of the grade 1 in the Bear Magnus ride line. But it reads, when this unit is rode upon by Cataclysmic Bullet of Duststorm Randor, if your opponent has no rear guards, you draw a card. Which, good output, but he just easily gets shut down anyway. So I don't know if this is necessarily an I mean, I think it is an upgrade, but not a strict one. And then Axel, rest a rear guard to call this card to rear guard circle, and it gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn. Or retire a rested rear guard, excuse me. So pretty much you just rest rear guards with your Eugene skill, and you can just tag them out for this card, which, okay, 13k booster, that's not too bad. So I definitely think it is better than the other grade 1 for that slot, but at the same time, this doesn't, I don't think does enough to really give Eugene much more than it already has. Like, it's nice, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it's negligible. Another double rare here, Felcount Icirrus. So a Bear Magnus support card. Continues rearguard circle when your opponent's normal unit would be put from rearguard circle to soul by the ability of your Vanguard Bear Magnus in his card name. Your opponent put those units on the bottom of their deck in any order instead of soul. So that way they're not plussing on soul, but you're still getting rid of them, which is quite nice when Bear Magnus does its 15 soul or more to suck in all the rear guards. And then when this unit attacks, this unit gets power plus 5,000 until end of that battle for every 5 cards in your soul. So it could get 15k, meaning it's a 25k attacker, which is quite nice. Into our first frame rare here, we got the Diabolos Tailbacker Derek. Diabolos, there we go. I knew I mispronounced it. Diabolos Tailbacker Derek. So this one, I believe, is normally a rare for the in the main set. Or sorry, for base rating, it's a rare. And it just reads, when you're in Final Rush, this unit gets the ability, continues rearguard circle. During the battle, this unit boost when your opponent would call cards from hand to guard circle. You must call 2 or more at the same time, and this unit gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn. At the end of turn, retire this unit. So it gives the unit that it boosts, it gives, whenever it boosts, it's the battle that's boosting, it has the Battledore effect, which is quite nice, especially since you can restand the column. Though at the end of turn, you do have to get rid of it, so it can't be repeatably abused. So it's more that kind of like burst. You know, you're trying to end it there, push as much as possible, which I quite like thematically. And I don't think this is a terrible card. I think the frame rare really suits this card well, really helps it pop as well. Almost done with the first half of the box. Let's see if I can go a bit quicker here. Hopefully not get distracted by more of the comments. We've got Wish Upon the Moon. Biggest problem with this card, despite it being actually pretty decent, is that you arming your Vanguards or you're playing in order in Bob Sagra. Got the Intense Rage Dragon, another awesome looking card art. Apathetic Usurper. I love the name there, and the artwork's cool. We got the Amina Krog. That's interesting. Krog. It's the grade 1 of the Amina Gruzio ride line. Pretty neat to see that. Dragon Tree Marker, awesome. Always love to see those reprinted. I love how these were going for $5 in set 6, and now look, they've been reprinted every set since. We got the Knight of Appentasy Knodens. Now I'm going to try that again. So when placed on rearguard circle, if your rearguard circles have 3 or more Dragon Tree markers, counterblast 1, 2, draw a card. Okay, it's decent effect, but again, I don't think it does enough now. Cool artwork. And finally, we got the Romantic Bloom Pentiance. Nope, not even going to try it again. We're just going first take. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle from drop, soul charge 1, this unit gets 5k. Bam, that's not a terrible effect. It's a decent utility card. I think, again, cards just do more. And I think that's the biggest problem with most of these commons and rares is we just have cards that do more. So they've got cool effects, but when cards just do more, it's hard to justify slotting them in. So moving on to the next pack here, we got the Generous Flute Angel, a really interesting card for Hexa Orb here. Fortunately, I just think, again, there's just better cards that do more. If we had discard synergy, this would be really cool. We got the Ballistic Dragon, another cool Flagberg support card. 10k shield, but again, Flagberg's more of an aggressive deck, so like extra shield value that you specifically have to, during the 4th battle of the turn or more if you have a Flagberg. So you don't have to intercept with it, but like you're going to want to call it out and then it becomes vulnerable to retire. Just more offensive piece I think fits the deck better. Thriving Dragon, another really cool looking card, some plant token support. Actually, is it Planetoid Support? Call up to one. Yeah, it's Planetoid Support. Duckraiser Angel for just a 5k guy. Okay. I mean, it's 5k base, yeah. I don't know why. Just make it 8k, it's fine. Gravidia Willamette. I'm not going to try that again. 50k attacker, 10k shield for specifically Nordliner Masques, though honestly, just Standard's better. And then we've got, I love this artwork, Maundering Loyalty. At the end of turn, if this unit is on a rearguard circle with a Dragon Tree marker, retire this unit, choose a grade 3 or greater unit card from your drop, and put it into your hand. That's a really cool effect. I do like it, but again, I just don't think it does enough in the deck already has. Like, this conflicts with so many other slots. Maybe in a Dragon, like a Griffagira focused Oikea deck, this would be fine. But I love, like, if this was on a grade 1 body, that'd be interesting for Zorga Masques, because it can definitely toolbox stuff like this. And then we've got the Cannon Fire Bullet Rain Colossus. So when placed on Guardian Circle, when put on Guardian Circle, Soul Blast 2 for each type of trigger in your bind zone. This unit gets shield plus 5,000 till end of battle. A bit pricey for that. Cool idea, but since it also requires setup, I don't know why it always feels like they overcost defensive skills. Like, honestly, I think that'd be fine if it was, I would say it'd be worth testing to see if it was free, if that would have been fine. Just give some good defensive creep. Last pack on the left side of the box, we've got the Rosary Inhabitant Chipmars. Cute little Soikea card there. Skipping over that one. We already talked about him. Some reprints, yay, finally. Indomitable Angel, I believe we already saw. Rare here, Unfeigned Sky Dragon. Love the artwork here again. When this is put on Rearguard Circle, Soul Blast 1, look at the top 7 from your deck. Choose up to one grade 3 card with Bastion, card name from among them, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. If you revealed a card, choose a card from your hand and discard it. If it didn't have that last effect, this is an interesting card. Helps you find your discard fodder for Bastion, but since it's just a cycle, it's nice, but again, cards just do more. And we've got the prison support double rare here. Aurora Battle Princess Rifle Royar. Why they didn't just make it Rifle Royal, like the translations, beyond me. But this is actually a quite nice card for prison. During your turn, if you have two or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, it gets 5k, so 13k attack or a booster is quite nice. And then act. Rearguard Circle once per turn. If your opponent's card was imprisoned in your prison this turn, Counter Blast 1, look at the top. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards imprisoned in your prison. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose a. Whoa, I read that completely wrong. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards imprisoned in your prison. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to one unit card with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard from among them. Call it Rearguard Circle and shuffle your deck. This is pretty much just a better Shovel Stud at this point, because it does plus you, maybe not to hand, but to board is still quite nice. So you can serve cards in hand, and it still also prisons your opponent's cards. So for a Counterblast, that's actually phenomenal value, and I think definitely helps elevate Prison. Prison does, I think, need a bit more, but this is definitely in the realm of what I like to see to kind of push the deck a bit more. Moving on to the right side of the box, we already talked about this guy. I'm not trying to say his name again. Same here. Just kind of push through all these I've already seen into a rare Magics of Cycling Wind Perius. When your Vanguard is attacked, if it's the 5th battle of the turn or more, bind this unit, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of that battle. Another really cool effect, but again, this just can get sniped off by control effects. It's not great into a Gandiva meta. And 6k power, come on, make it 8k. Please, give us some offensive pressure as well. Like the cards, this is kind of falls into the problem I felt with every defensive card in Vanguard for the longest time, or at least that would go in the main deck, is that they sacrifice just base power for it. And at this point, it's like, okay, well, let me just make a card that makes magic numbers so I can hit. But if they printed more, like at 8k, this card probably still wouldn't be played. But now you're just further hurting it by not even giving it just the standard stat line as well. Double rare here, the Prevailing Dragon, a really cool card. Again, I think suffers from the not doing enough, but at the end of battle, this unit attacked. If this unit was placed on Rearguard Circle by a card's ability this turn, retire this unit, choose one normal order or set order from your drop, and add it to your hand. Really cool way to just recur, specifically normal orders kind of tagging itself out. Honestly, I would like if it could just add any order, so you even have the option of blitz orders. I don't think that'd be too crazy. Maybe it could be too crazy in the future, but yeah, I like the concept of this card. I don't think it's going to quite make it, unfortunately, just because it doesn't really do enough, and the timing doesn't necessarily set you up well in going into your opponent's turn. I guess discard for PG isn't too bad though. Moving on to the next text here, we talked about you, we talked about you, I can see something shiny here, you, ooh, triple, I mean, we got an FFR, or FR, not FFR. in this box. So we got another one of the cat rat things here, and it's the Dragon Empire one. So it's got the same kind of setup as the Brantgate one here, where when placed on Rearguard Circle or Guardian Circle, put 2 cards that were originally in your right deck face up in your right deck from your soul or drop to get one of the effects depending on the circle. So of course it still gets the 15k shield on Guardian Circle, great shield value, but also draws you a card, which is solid. This is more or less just a free draw. Maybe Soul Blast draw if you still got your Ride cards in Soul, but if they're already in Soul, then you're not really using them anyway. Super solid there. Into, okay, Bizarre Visitor. I already pulled this from my other box. It's whatever for Gravidia. It definitely makes Gravidia Masques more worth it, but it's still a lot of steps though. Auto Rearguard Circle, when this unit attacks or boosts, if your Vanguard is Gore, Gravidia, Nordling, or Masques, choose up to 2 mirror cards from your hand and put them into your order zone. If you put 1 or more cards, this unit gets 5k and until end of that battle, and if you put 2 cards, Soul Blast to draw a card. And the idea is that the 2 mirrors you put in, you soul charge, well, actually, no, I should hold off there, because you don't actually get them before the soul charges before. So I guess theoretically the meteorites could refund the soul charge, which is, yeah, the more I think about this card, it's just like, oh, the timing doesn't line up, and yeah, this deck's got more issues this card does not fix, unfortunately. An attempt was made, I'll give them that, and it's cool to see like just more crazy artwork for fans of like crazy space alien kaiju stuff. I do like that, but alas, I'll be shocked if this ever sees play, but hey, who knows? Eugene saw play in set 1. Someone definitely tinkered with that. Maybe we'll see someone do really well with Gravidia, and I would love to see just the ingenuity there. But moving on to the next pack. Oh, I saw we definitely have something foily in here. Did we talk about this one? I don't think so. When this unit attacks, +1 bind an order card for a drop to gain 5k until end of the battle for each grade of the card bound for the cost. Not for a counterblast, but it's interesting enough. Knight of Elegance Melvin. Really pretty artwork there. We've got this one, Plage Batoidia. Interesting card here. Lament Fairy for Strikea. Got another Chip Mars. Into the Schwarzer Zwei. So this is different from the rare. There's 2 that look very similarly, and I love that they look this way. Definitely big Gundam vibes. And if your opponent's rearguard is retired by an ability of your set order this turn, gets 10k. Okay, I mean, we got some set orders that do that, but that's very specific. Into, yes, the Rosarium Fairy. So this box is definitely a winner here in terms of the triple rares. The Galnet here isn't bad. Bastion Accord, of course, one of the most expensive, and this is probably the second most expensive card because of its use mainly in Leonore, but definitely gives Granthea a great boost here. Rosarium Fairy, when this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, retire another Rearguard to call 2 plant tokens to Rearguard Circle. So sacrifice 1, spawn 2 more, pretty good. When this unit attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Granthea or Leonore in its card name and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose one of your other back row Rearguards and increase that unit's power by this unit's power by that unit's power until end of turn. So this card can just get big, which is awesome. I love this card. And Granthea, of course, massive numbers because of the Noblest Rose token. And then Leonore definitely can get some big numbers as well, which really does help. And it's really nice that if, what does it say? Choose one of your other back row rear guards. So it's just any rear guard. So, I mean, most of the time it'll be great ones, but you got some good ones. You definitely have some good ones in here, which I really, really do like. And it stacks if it restands, which is going to be very important, actually for both decks, because it's not once per turn, so just big beater. Definitely see why. And I love this design here, the fact that it supports both Granthea and Leonore, so you get 2 decks get support. This triple rare gets even more value if you open it, and you get support more decks with the limited triple rare slots. I know they do more of that in set 13, and I hope they continue this trend. Even if it doesn't necessarily need to be completely generic, but even if it's just tailored toward 2 of the main ride lines, I absolutely love it. Please do more of that, Bushy. Don't know how much we'll have left in this box, so we can just kind of go through it here real quick. Seeing a lot of reprints in the commons. Love to see that. Another rare here, Whiplash Dragon Whipposaurus. Hopefully you see more dinosaurs. I think we're getting a promo card that's a dinosaur ride line card, but it'd be nice to see like an official one in one of the main sets. But when this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, if your Vanguard's grade is greater than your opponent's Vanguard's grade, you may soul charge 2. Hey, that could be pretty good for Shiranui if it needs soul. Just a pretty consistent soul charger when you stride. I'll take it. Don't know if you'll have much use elsewhere. And then Midnight Recyclers. This is an interesting card. Look at the number of cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of set orders in your order zone. Choose a card from among them, bind it face down, shuffle your deck, and at the end of turn, put the bound card into your hand. Don't know why it needs to be on a delay. Going to be honest here. It's a cool effect, but again, since on a normal order, it just kind of conflicts because you kind of want to be playing set orders most of the time. So cool idea, just don't think it will make it there due to it being a normal order itself. All right, let's keep going. We're near the end of the box here. Just kind of close it out real quick. We've got the Sanctus. All your rear guards get boosted until end of turn. It's a grade 2 normal order for Keter. Interesting. Don't know how relevant or good it will be. And a double rare, yes, this is one I definitely wanted. The Bubsagra double rare. This card does exactly what the deck needs to. When placed on rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1, look at the top 7 of your deck, choose up to 1 card with the Dress Boost ability and up to 1 Arms card from among them each. Reveal them, put one into your hand, and discard the remaining card and shuffle your deck. It helps you find your Veilords, your Trick Moons, and your Arms cards, and you can easily switch between what you add to hand and drop, and you have easy access to get Arms or your Trick Moons from Drop Zone as well. So yeah, it's pretty much a +2 at the end of the day. Like, you find your 2 pieces, you have ways of getting them no matter where they end up, which is great. And to boot, when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, if your Vanguard circle has 2 or more Arms, this unit gets 10k until end of that battle. Perfect. I love it. It does not have the best synergy with the gun or the sword, but let's be real here, we're not running that in Bubsagra, so it is a-okay. Yeah, no, I'm so happy. Like, when they showed off the Veilord, I'm like, you're going to need a good searcher. The deck has too many pieces and not enough ways to consistently find it. And then they revealed this card. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. That's exactly what the deck needed. Don't know if it makes it necessarily top tier. Don't think it will. Well, Japan will show us that it doesn't. But anything just to make the deck better and more consistent is great. And if we can hopefully get more future support, not necessarily holding my breath on it, but if we can, I think this will be a great card moving forward. So let's see, we're down to the last 2 or 3 packs. I think there's 2 more after this. Silverhorn Beast Lepcore. Haven't seen much Magnolia support here. Drop when your Silverhorn Beast King of Calamity Magnolia Masques is placed on Vanguard Circle. You may call this card to Rearguard Circle, and if you call this card, it gets 5k power. Okay, 13k, free call. I mean, Roaming Prison Drive is pretty cool, so there's no reason that this can't at least have some potential. Though, at the end of the day, playing normal orders, Triumph turns a lot easier than just riding your Magnolia Masques. So probably not the most consistent. Magnolia probably has better cards, but hey, I don't think this one's a bad one. Then we got the Almajester Celestia for the Almajester deck, so Unica and Unica Masques, or not Unica and Estrella Biko Masques. Play this if you have a Vanguard with Estrella in its card name, countercharge 1, choose 3 trigger units from your drop, put them into your soul, and if your Vanguard with Estrella in its card name was removed removed this turn, choose one of your guys against critical +1. So it pretty much just fuels Biko Masques, and the idea is, well, okay, it fuels both regular Unica and Biko Masques, but the idea is if you're on Biko Masque, you can still get a lot of the benefits that it loses, mainly the crit from the OG Unica, which is a cool idea. Just more orders in a Masque deck? Probably not. Like, the deck already has some consistency issues running the Masque package that I think they've kind of ironed out pretty well, but then you add on this card. As cool as the payoff is, I just don't think it's worth the cost of running more normal orders. So yeah, there's 2 more packs left. This is the second to last one. Go through that real quick. We got the Blessing of the Flowering Buds. Until end of turn, all your rear guards with 5k power originally or less get 10k power, and when this unit attack hits, you may return this card to your hand. This card's interesting. Like, ideally it's just a huge pump to your plant tokens, but then bouncing into hand does nothing. So maybe if we get like a 5k rush style deck with units, this could be interesting. Just be able to bounce it back to hand and get a lot of value off it, but for right now, not seeing play in it, we'll need a very specific deck that wants that value. And here we go, Dabble's Tailbacker Derek. I was right about this card. We got the FFR, quite a nice card there. But yeah, final pack here. Let's end this off real quick because this video has been going on for quite a bit. I generally have a lot to say about these sets, but that's just how I am. So we'll kind of go through this real quick. The commons here, we've talked about most of them. We've pretty much seen all of them. Rare here for Bubsagra, Steel Blaze Dragon Yatara. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle, if your Vanguard has 2 or more arms, or you have a rear guard with 2 or more original dress, this unit gets 10k shield until end of that battle. We don't really have space for this one. Cool card though. Into just a rare, the Gold Beltest Dragon. I kind of expected this one, but really cool artwork here. When this unit is placed on rear guard circle from hand, if your rear guard circles have 3 or more Dragon Tree markers, counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 set order, reveal it, put it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. This one I actually don't think is too bad for a Brancate-focused Dragon Tree deck that wants to search out specific set orders, thinning the deck, getting specific ones to kind of keep setting up. I actually think this one isn't half bad and might see some play in those decks. So in summary from this box, 4 triplets as you expect, 2 of the funny rat looking things as different likes to call them, Bastion Accord and the Rosarium Fairy, so definitely a win here. This one's the weakest, but at the same time, I don't think it's the weakest triple rare, and we still got these 2, which are the best ones, and then this one here is not too bad. For the rares, we got 6, so we of course got the Divistia, the Aperos, the Liffle Royar, the Delta Pen Sorceress, the Prevailing Dragon, and of course the Wavecrest Brave Shooter. Double rares, I don't think there's too much to really say. I think I saw the Kite Tool, the Dragon Teeth Searcher for Brant Gate is probably the best one here. So didn't see that one, but hey, for my personal collection, getting the Bob Sagara and the Hexorb card is great for me. But that is one booster box of Evenfall Onslaught. Not too crazy, but hey, the triple words were really great, so I will take that. But I want to hear from you all. What are you looking forward to from this set? Hoping to pull, whether it be just a cool artwork or rarity that you want, or because you're testing that deck. I love the interaction down in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you're notified when I do upload more content. But that being said though, look forward to more content coming out real soon.